Well, good morning, everybody. It's Barb Katie here. I'm so glad to be with you today. Uh, it's going to be a hot one. We have heat intensity advisories out all over our little state, which is normally pretty cool, even in the summertime. But it is summer, and you have to expect we're going to have hot days ahead, and this is going to be one of them, as are the next several. One of the things that we've been discussing here the last few weeks is our own happiness and who's responsible for it. What are some ways we can elevate it, intensify it, make sure we have it in our lives as we move forward, because it certainly makes living a heck of a lot more enjoyable when we're happy within ourselves. Uh, and that's really, really important. Very often I hear people say, make me happy, or I would be happy if they. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Uh, the last couple of weeks, we talked about the biology of happiness and how that impacts us, how our hormones, our endocrine system is working, physical stimuli, a physical state of being, those types of things. And then we talked about our psychology of happiness. And those things are very, very important, and they are within us. And we need to make sure that we get those steps right. But there is a social connection to happiness as well. And I thought it would be sort of fun to shift our focus to the external factors that significantly impact happiness, our social connections, our environment. We can explore things like our relationships with others, work, living condition, even the culture in which we grew up and now live, all have an impact on how we interpret joy and fulfillment within our daily lives. So, with that said, let me just share a few things for you to consider about social connections and the fact that they seem to be some of the most significant predictors of happiness. It matters much more about the quality of the relationships we have than it matters about the quantity. And I can see that display itself on Facebook. A lot of us have tons of Facebook friends. Uh, what is the quality of those friendship relationships? Are they acquaintances? Are there people we share common ground with in the groups to which we belong? Just who among those friends on Facebook we consider significant for our relationships? Is there a deep, meaningful connection that provides support, love, and a sense of belonging from these people? The more you can say yes to that, the more you have the potential to elevate your happiness. But the flip side of that is if you have a lot of these people who are not bringing to you these things, it can diminish your happiness significantly. So social connections definitely have an impact. They are essential to our well-being. Social support not only brings immediate joy, but it also helps us cope with stress and adversity, which contributes to long-term happiness. This understanding emphasizes the importance of nurturing our relationships and actively seeking positive social interactions. How work and environment impact well-being is also something that we need to consider. Where we work and where we live are definitely comprise a significant portion of our lives, and therefore they can have a profound effect on how happy we are feeling at any given point in time. Job satisfaction, the culture of the workplace in which we find ourselves, the balance between work and life are key factors, and they influence our happiness. Engaging in meaningful work, feeling valued, having positive relations with the people with whom we work can also enhance job satisfaction. I think we've all heard the expression that if you find something about which you are passionate and do that, you will never work a day in your life because you find all of the satisfaction, fulfillment, happiness that you're seeking in that area of your life through that task, that job, that calling for which you have a passion. Another thing is the place where we live. Is it comfortable? Is it safe? Does it have a sense of community about it? This significantly affects our well-being as well. Factors like being able to get outside in nature, how involved is the community in general, a sense of safety where you live. These are all sources environmentally of happiness. I'm really lucky. I live in a lovely community that ranges in age from new or born babies to senior citizens knocking on the door of 100 years old or more. And within this diverse community with whom I interact every day, I feel accepted. I feel acknowledged. I feel as a contributor of the community, I feel a sense of belonging and safety and comfort. It's like an extended family in a sense, and I've lived here a long time, which leads also to that sense of community when you've been established in an area and know the people around you, that sense of belonging increases. I know the first part of our lives when the boys were little and growing up, we moved a good bit. And it was so nice to finally settle down and make our nest in our community, which really has been a joyful experience ever since we moved into the place I currently call home. The culture perspective of happiness is something else you need to consider in just how you and the people with whom you most often associate express that type of happiness. I think here in the United States, we place a lot of emphasis on individual, I can't even say that, individual accomplishments. Our society seems to look at success and personal fulfillment as some of the major contributors to happiness. Like, okay, so you're happy, you're doing the work you like, you should be happy. You have a nice environment in which to live, you should be happy. You have things, you should be happy. Well, that's not necessarily the way every society sees things. We tend to be the sort of one man, one woman. What have you done? What have you accomplished? How do you evaluate yourself? But there's a whole different way of looking at these things, and it's collectively. I think some of my friends who grew up in other cultures have helped me understand just how important family bonds, relationships within the community are, harmony within the family and the community, harmony within the religious environment in which you find yourself, contributions you make to the community as a whole to make it better. These cultural perspectives on happiness are real and very, very important, and they run the gamut. There's a concept among the Danish community called hygge, which is creating a warm, cozy atmosphere and enjoying the good things in life with good people. That is a philosophy they bring to their culture that may not be one that your particular culture emphasizes, but it's truly important. And the more that it is accomplished within the Danish community, the more happy they feel. It's linked definitely with higher levels of happiness, seemingly from all the studies that have been done in Denmark. The word again is hygge, and it's not spelled like it sounds at all. It's Hygge. So maybe that's a new word for you, and maybe you're a person that learning new words makes you happy. Well, hopefully that's true. And then in the country of Bhutan, they extended to the entire country. Their national philosophy is gross national happiness. How about that? It's pretty cool. The whole country is dedicated to collective happiness and well-being over material wealth. That's incredible. You know, again, we live in different cultures, we have different influences, we have different jobs, different lifestyles, different interaction patterns within our social and cultural environments that do impact our levels of happiness. Understanding these perspectives will only enhance our appreciation of how diverse we are and how universal happiness is and how many ways it can be applied. Are these people necessarily making you happy? No, but all of you are contributing to each other's happiness. Uh, I suggest to you that that's very important. We are actors in our own happiness and to a degree in the happiness of others. And I certainly would not want to be a person that deliberately and intentionally, for no reason, ever contributed to someone else's uh, lack of joy. Things happen, situations happen, circumstances change, and that's a fact of life. But what we do collectively within our communities can help us get through some of these really difficult times. Uh, by integrating the diverse cultural insights into our understanding of our own happiness, we can try to include a more holistic approach to achieving our own personal well-being and enhancing the well-being of those who surround us. One that recognizes and respects the myriad ways happiness is experienced, not just in our own little corner of the world, but in the world at large. Uh, think about how to integrate this social environmental understanding into your daily life this week. Um, and choose just one day this week to focus on enhancing your social and your environmental interactions. How can you integrate your life more into the community and the environment in which you live day to day that will bring you and those around you happiness and joy? It could involve something like reaching out to a friend or a family member for a conversation. Pick up the phone, call one of these people, have a chat just because you want to connect with them. You want to extend your life to include them in it. And maybe there's an event coming up in which you can participate, either in a large way or in a very small way. I know here we have what we call um, a community food bank. And it's not a lot like you may think with, the great big buildings. We have those too, where, food is brought in, but we have little, almost like, what do I want to call it? Uh, book banks. I don't know if you have book banks or not, but we do, where there is a box posted somewhere in usually a parking lot or a neighborhood where it's safe to pull off the road, where you can exchange books. And you just put in a book, you take out a book, and they do the same thing with these little food storage areas, because we have people who are hungry and proud. And sometimes we just have people passing through that may be hungry and in need of something. And different people from time to time will just stop by and put non-perishable things that can be eaten on the go, that are usually things in there are pretty healthy, as a matter of actual fact. And they'll put food stuff in there. They'll put maybe hygiene items in there too. The other day I went up and I put in several smaller packages, because usually people are not picking up quantity, they're picking up small things. I put in several packages of hygiene wipes, like little portable washcloths, if you will, as well as some of the sealed tuna packets that can, serve very quickly as something to get a little protein in a person if they happen to be hungry, and some bottled water. And it's just the neighbors stopping by and putting stuff in. Again, it's participating in a very small community event that is ongoing. And I'm sure if you look around in your community, you'll find more significant things even that you could contribute to. But it gives you a sense of well-being and a sense of happiness to share with others you may never ever meet, in some way that may make a significant difference in their life. Giving and sharing are part of expanding your happiness level. It gives you a feeling of comfort and joy when you're making a change of some kind in not only your personal environment, but in the environment of someone that you have not met, but wish well in their journey through life. So, for the activity this week, as you look at your social connections and the culture in which you find yourself and the environment in which you live day to day, just focus down a little bit on a way to reach out and touch other lives. That will bring you incredible joy, I bet. I'm going to go out and about and see what I can get into today. I wish you happiness in your journey always. Talk to you later. Bye for now.